All right, I guess.
Did you do anything today?
Not much. I read mostly.
Well, you're awfully quiet.
I guess I don't have much to say.
Okay, Betty, let's get it over with. What's your father told you?
My father?
Speedy George, your friend in concert. I'll bet he was at that phone 2 minutes after he saw us.
Us?
Me, Allison. Figured you'd be in consultation with your Boston lawyer by now.
My father hasn't called all day.
Oh, come on.
He hasn't, Rod.
Well, that's a switch. I'm sorry. I guess I needed that. Look, I just happened to run into it at the library, that's all.
I think you would have told me anyway, Rod, somehow.
Well, he gave me such a stone face, I figured he'd called.
Even if my father hasn't seen you, it's a game married people play with each other. It's called slow murder, or I'm going to be honest with you, darling.
I guess we're really starting to learn the ropes, aren't we, Betty? I did just run into her, you know.
Rod, don't worry. I'm not going to touch you. I'm through humiliating myself and you. If I was wearing a stone face when you came in, well, I've been doing a lot of thinking today.
About us?
Yes. It's not a question of Allison anymore, or Boston lawyers, or your father, or mine. It's just a question of you and me. Not just the things we've done to each other, or the things we feel for each other, too. If I gave you a divorce or you walked out, it still wouldn't be over with. It's true, isn't it? Rod, what's wrong? Are you afraid of what you feel?
I just couldn't let her go. I kept squeezing her tighter and tighter. I wanted to make her cry. I figured I'd better get over here right away.
And I'm glad you did, George.
Maybe I ought to check in somewhere before they come and drag me away.
Well, I'm not a psychiatrist. I can only send you to one.
Yeah. Well, I came to you as a friend. You know what I mean?
I am a friend, George.
What do you think a psychiatrist would tell me?
If I could answer that, then you wouldn't have to go to one.
Well, make a guess. But go on. You're an educated man. Look, you've got my whole history right here. My age, weight, my childhood diseases.
George, psychiatry is a specialty. The mind's a complicated mechanism. They have learned a great deal about it.
And maybe they've learned too much about it. Why make it so complicated? It's like I told Julie, it's just tension.
George, you're on the brink of helping yourself. Don't back away from it now.
I'm not backing away. Look, Doctor, when you stop to think about it, you and I both have the same problem.
How's that?
We are suffering from Peyton Place. You're trying to build a practice, and I am trying to build a business. They won't let us do it. We're both sitting in empty offices. They won't even let us breathe.
They?
They, the Leslie Harringtons, the Dr. Mortons. I mean, they suspended your hospital privileges. Eh? Why?
They feel I made a serious mistake.
No, sir. That's not it. No. Even if you did, I personally don't think that you did. Other doctors have made mistakes. No, sir. They don't want you around here, Doctor. You're an outsider. You don't belong.
Well, I appreciate your concern, George.
You are in my camp, whether you like the idea or not. It may not be as fancy as I have learned to cook in camp, but, buddy boy, your tent is pitched right next to mine.
How long have you been on tranquilizers, George?
Oh, quite some time now. What's wrong?
Nothing, man.
You see something there, Doctor. What is it?
You've been on tranquilizers for 4 years, George. It seems like if they could have solved your problem, they would have by now.
Well, they help. They help.
I recommended a psychiatrist to you.
For now, just give me some pills.
George, don't keep putting it off.
I'm not
I mean, another setback, another quarrel with Julie,
Listen, Doctor.
George!
Don't press me! Just don't press me! Everybody else is on my back. You stay off!
All right. All right, I'll give you some medication.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you like that. It's just been that kind of a day, you know what I mean? Look, Doctor, I know you mean well.
One, and only one, when you need it. Thank you. George, don't wait too long.
Yeah, all right, I'll come back real soon and we'll have a nice long talk, all right? Thank you, Doctor.
Laura, would you come in, please?
Yes, Mark?
Laura, I noticed something here in Mr. Anderson's history. An appendectomy. It was performed by Dr. Bradley. Bradley's a pathologist.
Oh, but originally he was a surgeon. When Donald was alive, he worked with him.
Well, when did Bradley make the change?
4 or 5 years ago. Why?
It's curious, huh?
He left Peyton Place, went to Florida for a while. When he came back, Dr. Morton made him head of pathology.
Well, he would have been late in his 40s by then. I mean, it's kind of late to start a specialty. Why would a surgeon suddenly go into pathology? I'm going to go to the hospital. Dr. Bradley will have to see me this time.
Mike, aren't you hounding this man?
Maybe I am. My hospital privileges were suspended on the basis of an autopsy Dr. Bradley performed. He performed it when I was absent. Then he followed that by destroying the tissues. Why? I'll be at the hospital.
Dr. Bradley, tell him I'm in a meeting. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt your meeting, Doctor.
Look, Dr. Rossi.
Doctor, I don't like to act like this, but you've been avoiding me. Why?
The results of the autopsy were unequivocal. Your diagnosis was incorrect. Dr. Morton's was correct.
I still question the way in which the autopsy was performed. Alone, peremptorily. Dr. Scribner informs me that's not the ordinary procedure.
In my opinion, Dr. Scribner, like you, lacks the experience to make such an appraisal.
Well, how much experience do you need, Doctor? I mean, you had no rights to destroy those test tissues.
Doctor, I resent your implication.
Why? You say we lack experience. All right, if I made a mistake in the case, I should be shown the evidence of it, for reference in future cases.
This is not a training program.
Dr. Bradley, I understand you were formerly in surgery. Surely you must realize how important this is to me.
Dr. Rossi, there are other fields of medicine and other places to practice.
Did you find it so easy to give up surgery?
I developed rheumatoid arthritis in my wrists. I had to give it up.
Oh, I see.
Have you been making inquiries about me, Dr. Rossi?
No, not exactly. You were listed as the performing surgeon in one of my patient's records. I asked the nurse about it.
Laura Brooks?
Yes.
Dr. Rossi, I think you and I have nothing further to discuss.
Well, I think we have a great deal to discuss, Doctor. And I warn you, if I can't discuss it with you or Dr. Morton or someone here at the hospital, I'm going to have to take it to a higher authority.
That's your choice. I have work to do. Good day, Dr. Rossi.
We both know you're lying.
Get me Dr. Morton. Now, cancel that call. Do you have a number for Laura Brooks? Her home or office, I don't care which. Well, look for it. I need it immediately.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
If I
tell you anything?
Yes?
Told me something, too, Allison.
Where you been?
Right here.
Sure you have, Julie. Sure you have. Liar. You want me to be a good boy.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I said don't push.
Are you getting ready to tell me I don't belong in Peyton Place?